What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Headspace Podcast, episode 166, 7, 8, I don't know anymore. But today we are going to be reviewing Twiztid's new album, Mad Season. I am your host, Chris Chrome, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Again, we're going to be reviewing Twiztid's new project, Mad Season, and I am your host, Chris Chrome, and welcome back to another Headspace Podcast. What's up, everybody? I hope y'all are doing great. I hope everybody's okay. I hope y'all are healthy. Mental health is doing great, and everybody's just being safe and taking precautions and just doing the right thing. As I am trying to be safe, taking precautions, and doing the right thing. As like I said, I work from home now, so I don't really leave my house that much. So, yeah. As you can see behind me, I've put up a comforter blanket thing. So, I'm trying to soundproof the room a little bit. Let me know if this is kind of changing. I've got some styrofoam in front of me. I've got another blanket on the side here. I'm trying to do some things to make the sound a little bit more clear because I also want to start recording some music at the house and just trying to do, more things to make sure I can be more productive in this time of being at home. And I don't really plan on going out after anyway. When quarantine's over, I still just want to be able to make and create and do what I love doing. So that's why it may look different here, but it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. And that's not why we're here today. We are here today to talk about Twiztid's new project, Mad Season. I'm going to start off by saying there is not a lot of lyrics, but I did kind of take about a week to listen to the project, really kind of get into it. I've been bumping it a lot. I do like it. Also, I didn't really find much that came out in regards to just new projects, new albums or whatnot. There wasn't really many artists that released music. As well, I don't do the Drake thing, so not gonna happen. So with that, I just went with something that I thought would be really interesting. I know it came out last week, but I do enjoy Twiztid. I do know them from the last album that we did back in 2017, The Continuous Evolution of question mark. I do know that they're part of like the Juggalo community, that whole culture thing. They also used to kind of work with ICP, which I've done many reviews on Insane Clown Posse before with Holden. So it's really great. I do know them. I thought I liked their style. I like what they can do. So I thought, hey, why not pick something that I do enjoy? Again, like I said, there wasn't much that really came out. I checked as much as I could, and I didn't really see anything. So I went with this. Again, there's not a lot of lyrics to some of these songs, but I do know that it's not going to be like the most intricate code deciphering type of project. It's really just kind of like enjoyment, and I know what they do, and I know kind of like the style of what they do, so it's going to be pretty easy. It's going to be pretty much of a breeze, but I do have some things to say. I do enjoy this project, and we'll definitely get into that. I want to say thank you so much to the Patreons, Lindell Williams, Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Prado, Jonathan Barnes, DJ Black Hurricane, and Scribble. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. They follow us on Patreon and they support us. I will definitely touch upon that at the end of the video. Greatly appreciate it. And yeah, what I'm going to do here, just to give you guys some context, is I'm just going to break down the album track by track. I think some of you who have been here before know that already. If not, if you're new here, this is what I do. I go down the albums track by track. I give you my thoughts and opinions, lyrics that I liked. Like I said, there's not a lot of lyrics for this project, so a lot of it is just going to be things that I understand, the messaging, and kind of what I guess I'm getting from the artist here. Now, Twiztid is two artists in general. It's Jamie Madrox and Monoxide. I do like them both. I think I prefer Jamie Madrox better, just in terms of like the speed and ability that he has in terms of the fast rapping. But I do like Monoxide's type of like attempt with different type of vocals and different types of flares and artistic creativity that he wants to try out and stuff. So there's a lot of versatility and diversity in terms of the lyrics on this, in terms of the flows on terms of this project. So I really did appreciate that, and I'll definitely be able to break that down. Again, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I don't really have much to say. I am just going to jump right into the album title and the album cover. So the album title is called Mad Season. It really just kind of stands out like a thematic idea of what these characters are. I feel like we're gonna get a lot of just kind of horrorcore type of bars. We're gonna get some type of just a lot of violent, outlandish, something that's really crazy, something that's kind of unique. It's just gonna be kind of messy and all over the place is kind of what I get from the title Mad Season, especially just looking at the album cover. I really like the album cover, just the coloring of the white, the black, the red, and just the shading and all of it. I thought it was really, 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 really cool. But just when you're looking at the album cover, you've got Jamie Madrox and Monoxide kind of like upside down. It kind of feels like they're like, I guess, like looking up at a camera, but they're both kind of like crossed, and they're just kind of like looking at each other, looking at like different, looking at each other, or more like just kind of addressing the, I guess, the picture being taken. It seems crazy. It seems a little dark. It seems very suiting to the name, to what they present and what they represent. So I did like it. But I think that it's not very memorable. Again, I think that there is other album covers that really do stand out more than this. This is kind of very bleak in a way. It is unique, I guess, towards to them and just really represents who they are, but not really much in terms of like an artistic album cover really wanting to captivate you. I think that if you're just really a fan of Twiztid, this is something you might enjoy. I am a fan. I don't follow them heavy, but I am a fan. I do enjoy their music, and I do like the different talents. I actually stumbled upon one of the tracks, which is why I was kind of anticipating this album, or at least I knew something was coming. The song was called Never Change, which I'll definitely get into that in the project as well. I know some of you clicking on this video have probably already listened to this for like weeks now, so if I've butchered anything or completely destroyed it, please let me know. If there's lyrics that I haven't understood or something, please let me know in the comments down below. I do greatly appreciate it. I want to build that community. I want to have that conversation with you guys, and it'll be great. With that, pretty much it. I am your host, Chris Chrome. I am a little tired today. I apologize. So I'm going to try my best to just be as energetic as usual, but it's been a very long week. It's been very draining. There's been a lot going on for me, so I'm going to do my best. Also, this is technically my first actual review. I'm coming off recording the review that I just did, so it's kind of fresh in my mind, so that should also help as well. And the first track of this project, Mad Season by Twiztid, is Off With They Heads. So right away, starting this project, we've got Off With They Heads, which is a really cool title in regards to like the theme of Mad Season, and just if you know who Twiztid is, then it's really like suiting to their presentations and just kind of like their characters that they build. With that, I do think that this song does have an essence of just character building for this project right now, kind of just like if you're new to this group of artists, or if you're new to these guys, then they kind of do give you a nice intro to what they do. Jamie Madrox starts off, and his verse is pretty solid. I like how, again, like I said, I prefer him more in terms of just the artistry, because he's more of like the fast rapper, the double time chopper. But I do also appreciate what Monoxide can do with, again, that creativity, that slowing down, the holding the notes and stuff. They're both really talented and diverse with lyrical play, and the way that they use just the sounds and the effects of the tracks to create these things. It's great. So with that, we've got Jamie Madrox starting off, and like I said, this is more of just like a character build to understand who these guys are. So it starts off with, in verse 1, nothing can hold this, no remote control all my focus, sight set, mindset all set, get upset, self-centered, I'm an idiot, political, totally incorrect, I'm consistently dodging this disrespect, on a mission to get it, we get it, well, on a mission to get it, we got next, did y'all finish yet? So you're already starting kind of getting this understand that they're determined, they're going to be, doing what they got to do, staying committed, and just going forward. So I'm like, great, cool, I've heard that. And then we kind of follow suit, and he just really takes the time to kind of prove to you that he can really rap, and raps his fucking ass off here, honestly. But he goes through and really, I like when he says, Shut the door, shut the fuck up. If you ain't been through it, you don't know shit. You the ghost pit, hollow hose, no hit, hot breath, big opinions, little dicks, all up in the mix, trying to tell me something I ain't listening. We the generation of that gimme shit. Now I like how he's commanding that idea of that gimme shit, where he's really kind of ruthless and he just takes what he wants and he just commands that power in himself. So I really did appreciate that from him, and the verse just kind of flows through. But what I like is, again, that pride and that representation of just building this character who's not afraid of anything, who's really just kind of more crazy than everyone else, who's more lyrically talented than everyone else, which I really did feel that he was showing here, and I did greatly appreciate that. So that was super, super cool. Then we get into the chorus, swing down, axe chop, off with they heads. They say it twice. Jamie Madrox really does a good job swerving into this chorus where he's kind of yelling it out and screaming swing down, axe chop, off with they heads. And it's really this anthemic type of feel, which I did appreciate. And I thought it was really cool. And it really does, again, show off this crazy, psychotic, I want to say country hillbilly type of mentality, just kind of trailer park, where I guess where they're from, or kind of the lifestyle they live. So I thought that was super cool. The interlude comes in and Jamie Madrox comes in again, and so far I feel like Jamie's got a lot more of the structure building of the songs, just from how I see a lot of this project. And Monoxide's really just good at the presentation and really good with a lot of that wordplay that we kind of get. So I thought that was cool. So the interlude goes, pull up with the game when they serve mediocrity. I can't speak. 8 ways, fuck the chunky cheese. Fuck the chunky cheese puppet gameplay. Don't want to hang out with the sucker set on way never change. Now, I don't know if it's supposed to be Chucky cheese or chunky cheese. Now, I do know there is a chunky cheese, but that's a rip-off version, so I think that might be some type of wordplay in terms of the fake puppet game that's being played, which I thought was really, really cool. I think there is this idea that they do want to try to speak up about what they see in society and political gains and stuff like that, but there isn't really much to it, or maybe I just don't understand it, just because of the fact that I don't know, a lot of this is just I'm going to kill you, which is still cool. And then we get Monoxide in the verse 2. I got bad blood running through my veins. I probably wouldn't trust anything I say. Any second I would bust into this fit of rage. Medicine is a must, but I just won't take. Lobotomy is an option. I'm a murderous concoction. Cock this handle back, and just watching my axe attack without caution. Now I like how he's kind of acting as if his hand and his axe are kind of a gun. It's kind of insinuating these ideas of hit you with my chopper and stuff, but they're really using axes. So that was super cool. I did enjoy that. And his verse still flows through on the side of this line where the chosen few, venomous 5, come through with the spoken truth. The dark side is alive in the vocal booth. The syllable play is really dope. The way he places the lyrics are pretty cool, but I don't feel like they were just as, I guess, presented as quick and as intense as Jamie did it, but I did appreciate how again, I keep saying it, Monoxide does take this time to kind of really show you a different side of this melodical feel that he has. So I thought that was super cool. And then it flows through. We got the chorus, swing down, axe chop, off with their heads, pull up with an A game, they swerve with mediocrity 8 ways, fuck with the chunky cheese puppet gameplay, don't want to hang with that sucker set, no way, never change. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, but I like the idea that they're staying very determined to their personalities, and they're staying very determined to I guess the lifestyle that they live. So I thought that was super cool. I did start this track off with a 4.2. I did think it was a nice start to the album. Really kind of gives you this idea of what we're going to be getting. It's not really it doesn't seem like it's going to be a lot of this personal. It seems more of type of just a general idea of just what they do, and it's just, here's a couple tracks that we really just kind of worked on, and there isn't really just much narrative. I think there is going to be some type of concepts that they're going to bring up, but I think it's more just these are just various tracks that we made, and if you're really a fan of Twiztid, you're going to enjoy this. think that the album, the continuous evolution of question mark, if I'm not mistaken, has more of a narrative to it. I think they more dive into like their confusion, their problems, with how they deal with stuff. Yes, there's a lot of that in this project as well, but it just seems very surface level. It doesn't really seem like it's really in depth. Now, also, I've never really heard Twiztid go kind of in depth in like deep critical analysis about how they feel, but that could just be me. Overall, loving the start of the project. 4.2 on 5. The next track is Do This One More Time. So like I said, there's not a lot of lyrics to this album. A lot of the tracks, this is one of the tracks that doesn't have any lyrics, but it's pretty much straightforward. If you really take the time to just listen to it and kind of sit with it, they do kind of just, I feel like, reiterate what they kind of said in the last track. A little bit more of this character building. I guess this kind of does contradict what I was previously saying, and it feels a little bit more in depth, but still it just kind of feels like surface level depth, if that makes sense. It doesn't really feel like super like intricate, but it does feel like, okay, you're getting more of an understanding of what they deal with. Now, I did appreciate how they kind of switch up back and forth. There isn't really a pattern to kind of who starts first or whatnot, and it really does bring light to a little bit of the talent that they both have and kind of how they present it. So Monoxide starts off this track, from what I understand, and the way he starts off this track is still slower, but he kind of holds certain notes. He kind of holds the end of every line to try to give this effect that I feel is more like this craziness, this hearing voices in his head and feeling just slow in time. From what I understand, the idea of this is Jamie and Monoxide are both expressing how they're dealing with like this schizophrenic, sociopathic feeling in their brain, how they're crazy, and it's just, they're doing this again. It's kind of coming out again. They've been able to kind of maintain it. It feels like they've been able to maintain it a little bit, but now they're kind of indulging in the craziness and the psychopathicness, I guess, welcoming you back to, let's say, these characters. I feel like a lot of this is like when they start talking about these things, they're really kind of going into these artistic characters that they use for the rapping that they have, which I thought was super dope. Monoxide comes in, and again, there wasn't that many lyrics, but he does, what I did catch is that he started off by saying like he's dealing like he feels like a schizo psycho, and he's kind of again feeling these urges to do certain things, which he does act upon, which I thought was dope. But he's trying to also, I guess, express near the end of the verse, I did catch that he's like, you're entering into my mind, and Jamie comes in onto the chorus where he switches it to more, Jamie shows you more of this slower down version than what Monoxide was doing, but more of this higher energy, lyrical ability to kind of give you this essence and effect of how their brains work, and it's just like these long drawn out words and these long drawn out speeches, which was really cool. Jamie's really just expressing that they're trapped in their mind again, and they're kind of dealing with this, and they're going to do this one more time, and they're just going to try to go at it, and I thought it was super dope. In the second verse, Jamie does take a little bit more of this, I kind of feel this aspect of just like kind of how he dealt with it in the past, and how now he's kind of handling it now, which I thought was super cool. I may be wrong. I didn't, again, there's no lyrics. I may be wrong, but that's kind of what I understood. There was this I think he didn't really kind of go as quick on this track. He does really follow the beat, which I do like. I do like how they follow the beat and they change the way that they also present as the beat is also being presented as well, which really does show some really good artistic talent. It does show that you have an ear for music, which I thought was super cool. I do think sometimes these guys are slept on just based on just the talent that they can provide, but I also feel like the reason why they may be slept on a little bit, and I am saying this on track 2, is because I'm still feeling like lyrically it's just surface level bars. You're kind of being direct, which I do appreciate, and I do, I guess, get the message. I would like to have lyrics so I can really get an in-depth analysis, but the message itself is really they're explaining how they're going crazy and they're going to just indulge in it one more time. That's kind of what I took away. So I thought that that was super dope. They do express like painful feelings, and the sounds that, like I said, Jamie was kind of doing sounds like like screaming in certain ways, which was really dope. The mixing and the production of this is really cool because it's more of a atmosphere and a vibe, and I keep saying that, but I think that's like the idea nowadays on a lot of projects is like to give you and take you away from where you're at, and I did be taken away out of my room. So I thought that was really, really cool. I gave this a 4.2 on 5. I wish there was more to say about that, but this song is actually a really nice follow-up to the last track. The next song is Everything's Cursed. So, following up the last couple of tracks, this was actually a pretty cool set to give you this idea that everything is cursed, that they live in this kind of dark world, and it was really, really interesting sonically. Lyrically, I just kind of, again, there was no lyrics, so I kind of tried to listen to it a lot, and I didn't really get into it. It just kind of felt more of the same type of just psycho nonsense that we were getting from the last couple of tracks, but I do like the chorus on how Jamie kind of runs through and gives you this idea of like everything's cursed, nothing's really real, we all kind of live in this fake world, and I thought that was super interesting. The idea of living in this fake world is something that, you know, even now people have been talking about, and it's just a lot of like these conspiracy theories that were just really interesting to think of, and I like how they're bringing these topics. A lot of this is very outlandish to me, but it's fun to listen to. I appreciate that it's fun to listen to, but I just, again, wish that there was just lyrics to really look for. It's not a cop-out. It's hard for me to really break down and explain what this song's about besides really feeling like I'm not going enough into it. I like how they are addressing that they don't want to lose their heads, that they're now kind of back in their zone. So it kind of feels like everything's cursed because every time they get into the zone to be able to rap and stuff, they lose themselves. And I like that idea as like a rapper myself and as an artist myself. Sometimes when you get into that zone, you don't want to like get distracted. You don't want to like do this. And sometimes being focused, especially with, I guess, being schizophrenic or psychotic or whatever they deal with, and because they do seem to maybe speak about some mental illnesses that they have. I may be wrong. It could be just the characters. So I guess that's also the idea too, is it could be that when they're in this mode of being a character and when they're in like just kind of acting as these guys, it's like they don't want to lose focus, they don't want to lose that, and every time they do it, they feel like it's cursed because they just keep losing focus, they keep just feeling like they won't be able to succeed. So I feel like they're dealing with anxiety, which I thought was interesting, a way to kind of express that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about that. I do like the idea, and I do like the idea, again, reinforcing that idea that everything's cursed and that anxiety plays this role of feeling very paranoid and feeling like everything is cursed and you're like cursed as well and you'll never be able to make it. So I thought that was very interesting. I like the beat change. They still are kind of on this slow tip. They're not really going fast. And I like how they're doing it though. I like how they're taking you through this type of mode and this type of wave that I've never actually really been on with them. It was a lot of high energy that I used to see from them. A lot of, I guess that's maybe just because of what I'm interested in and what I appreciate a lot more and what I'm just like more drawn to. But the difference in artistry right here is really cool compared to the other projects I've heard. So I'm really, really impressed with that. I thought it was very nice. Sonically, I could listen to this. This project is not bad. I love listening to this album. It's a quick 45 minutes and you just kind of breeze right through it and everything just flows and meshes together. And I will continue explaining the best I can going through. If you guys have anything you want to talk to me about it with the lyrics or anything that I've missed or quote anything, please do, so I can check it out and make sure that we're all on the same page. It's really, 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 really great. with that, I did give this song a 4 on 5. It's cool. It's not like it's anything super great, but it does the job. It was really nice. So the next track is called That's What They Be Telling Me. This is actually a pretty interesting track. Simplistically, they're chasing the money and they're really just showing the determination of who they are and what they want to do. I like how it's called That's What They've Been Telling Me. At first I thought this was like and addressing the fact that they like maybe hear voices and they're listening to the voices to do what they want to do. But what I do kind of understand is they're really breaking down this idea that, or I get that they have like their OGs who've been telling them to chase the money and really just stay on that money path. And I like how Jamie Madrox and Monoxide do take the time to kind of get a little bit more personal and show you a little bit about what they used to do back a little bit younger. Now, Jamie does start off the first verse and breaking down the past and what he did to be successful. He was kind of breaking down that he's moving weight, he's been pushing product. He kind of just says like a couple of lines where he's like, I've been pushing product before this, I've been pushing product even when I was making money. I was kind of just really trying to reinforce this idea of him really just selling, or I guess pushing weight and pushing product, which I guess it wasn't really to glorify the idea that he's doing that. I guess he's trying to just emphasize that he kind of struggled and he had to do what he had to do to make it out, and now he doesn't have to do it. If he chooses to make side money, that's his choice. Again, I'm not glorifying that idea, but I do understand when like rappers do kind of explain what they had to do, especially in certain environments, or especially certain decisions that they may have made. So I did think that was cool. This song does have a little bit of like a personal aspect to it, because as much as it really is kind of just basic and the lyrics are a little bit like, okay, there's nothing really too deep, I do see the pain that is being shown. I do see how they are very talented in the way that they can express certain dark emotions while being also kind of disconnected from, I guess, everyone else. So that was super cool. And this hook and this chorus, that's what they've been telling me, that's what they've been telling me, that's what they be telling me, that's what they be telling me. That's so hype, that's so boppy, that just gets you in the mood to want to move around, which is really cool. A lot of the way that they use the hooks and the choruses and the different types of sounds and stuff is really ear catchy and ear warming, I should say, which is dope. And I really think that's why they get still got a lot of viewers and still got a lot of good fan base, because they make really dope music and they really do have that way of like captivating you into that flow, into that motion, into that like, woo, we're gonna get it, that good energy. This is something that, you know, you might want to work out to a little bit. This is something when like you want to like get into a really good hyper mood, this is something you can definitely listen to. Also, I see how like even if you're kind of upset or you're feeling a little bit down, this is also some music that you might want to put on too, to get you back into a better vibe, but also feel like somebody is relating to you, because you can see that there is a lot of pain within these guys, and that's kind of part of the characters that they portray, and they kind of just express this. So it was really dope. It was really, 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 really dope. I thought it was super, 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 super cool. This track does get a 4.3 on 5. I thought it had a nice vibe. I thought it was super energetic. The instrumental was completely different than what we've been getting. It had more of this, not even a poppy beat. They're very consistent with like that dark carnival type of atmosphere. My only thing though is that I am noticing that a lot of these beats do have certain loops from like tracks that are very popular right now. I don't know if like, I don't really care. I like the instrumentals, I like the loops, I like what they're doing, but I don't know if that's like something they do they just kind of show that they use different types of things and they can rap on them or whatnot. I have heard certain type of music from them that has been very unique to them, so that was super cool. But this, the only thing is that like, do you guys hear it? Am I going crazy? Do you guys hear the different type of, like, I don't know, certain choruses that they do kind of sounds like certain famous choruses right now, or at least very popular choruses that are on the radio or whatnot. I might be going insane, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I did give this song a 4.3 on 5. the next track is called F Feelings. So this track is really super simplistic and straightforward. F feelings, fuck feelings, and they really come in slamming and just acting really disregarding, like just disrespectful. Not like disrespectful in terms of like what they say is fucking crazy, but it's more like they're acting disrespectful. They don't care about how you feel. They're really just kind of doing what they gotta do. And the message here is really interesting in the fact of like understanding that this is how they made it. They didn't deal with feelings. They didn't deal with emotions. They didn't deal with like internet and social media and everybody just kind of getting all emotional and being sensitive. They really just kind of did what they had to do to I guess survive, make money, and succeed, which is really the point of this track, which was super cool. This track did have lyrics. So verse 1, Monoxide comes in. When it comes down to it, just like a knee, I'll blew it. Just like a sneeze, I chew it. Felt like a breeze, I knew it. And another couple of 100 MCs couldn't do it, we do it. And I'm just like, I understand what you're saying, but there is, because there's people more famous than you. But I understand the uniqueness of what you guys do and like just the way you interpolate this really crazy, sadistic, outlandish type of context when like content when doing the whole tricky rap thing, which is cool. But Tech 9, strange music, Twiztid, insane, Brother Lynch hung. Not criticizing, but it is something that I do want to say when rappers are going to kind of go out and be like, nobody's doing what we do, and it's like ICP, Gmoski, King ISO, Charlie Ray. Anyway, my point is there is other rappers that are like doing the same type of shit that you guys do, and I think it's like okay, so Eminem, right? Isn't there that lyric in Eminem's thing, and I can't think of it right now, where he goes, it's like a million other white rappers just like me, but there's only one me. So it's like I feel like in that line, right, Eminem is addressing that, yeah, we're all kind of doing the same fucking shit, but I'm just doing it better because I'm Eminem. Which makes sense to me. It's not like he's saying he's the best at it, but he's not saying that there's nobody else doing it. There is a fuck ton of other people who are doing it. If my point stands, I think it does. But anyway, you get what I'm trying to say here. This song really just gives you this hype feeling and this really, and I know I kind of just feel like I shit on it, but honestly, it's something that I do have a problem with. Don't be claiming to be the best at something when you clearly know there is other people who are potentially better at it than you, who are getting more numbers, who are getting more things than you. I'm just saying, it's not to hate on them, it's just felt it like a breeze. I knew it. Another couple of 100 MCs can't do what we do it. Going way past the point to come back. Better have come check where the bomb's at. Fuck them all like a contract. But they got they cops, then they contacts. But they got a lawyer. A retain ain't debate me to stop that. A retainer ain't debating me to stop that. Later I be dealing with a sword. It's a portrait. I don't. Besides the fact that it's hype, I understand, and you kind of have to really listen to it and just be like, all right, I see what you're doing here, and I see how like you're layering the bars to be like you're kind of crazy. But like at the end of the day, I understand why you guys may not be like the biggest artists and why that might be a thing. But either way, Jamie comes in on verse 2. No, the chorus is Young Wicked, where I feel like this is where things kind of get copied from another verse. Twiztid, propane, gassing on these bitches since the old days, gunshots, road rage, talking about your feelings where the lows mains, fuck feelings, That literally sounds like Switchblade, Cocaine's, Goth Boy Click, make the hoes shake, no taste, no ways, Goth Boy Click, make the hoes. It literally sounds like a Little Peep fucking chorus. It sounds like another chorus that I've heard recently. I'm not saying it's bad. It's actually really catchy, and I've been singing it all morning. But like, not 100 MCs who are doing it like we do. You take Little Peep's chorus, or at least what I'm calling Little Peep's chorus. I may be wrong, but like, I don't know. The way I interpret it, it kind of sounds like another chorus, and I'm just kind of here like, okay. Jamie comes in. Arrogance is evil. They making you look conceited, and anger comes off as jealous, like y'all probably can't achieve it. Confidence is king, and having it make you look better. But when doubt come out to visit, enter into gloomy weather. Better be where not feeling better, we enter in despair, with no one to talk to, with no one to really care. Like, okay, I understand you're really kind of still expressing how people don't really give a shit about you. That's why you're saying fuck feelings. But again, just the lyrical ability just still sounds very surface level. The flow ability is on point, and I'm really appreciating that. That is really great. But the lyrical ability of just how they are performing and presenting all of this is kind of just like, meh. I can understand why. But I did really like this track. I did give this a 4.5. I know I've been kind of bashing on it a little bit, but I'm a little bit biased. This is more trappier. This has more of that modern trap feel to it. It's got crazy 808s. It's got a nice energy vibe to it, a nice high feeling to it. I loved it. I loved everything about it, and it's very catchy. It's just, again, going through the lyrics independently, individually, it's just like, meh. I'd rather just play this and kick it to it. So 4.5 on 5. The next track is Wasted 4. My thing with this song is when there's so many artists like this who kind of do the same thing and you don't have lyrics, it all kind of jumbles together. This isn't an excuse or a cop-out to not being able to review the track. It's just, I can literally sit here and say that all of the artists kind of just said the same thing, and they all gave us an experience about their time of smoking weed. It's very interesting how they started off this song with, he passed me a cigarette, and I took it. And I didn't, and it wasn't a cigarette. I started coughing differently. I started feeling very weird. So you do get this idea that they're like talking about smoking weed and having a good time, but they're also, I guess, trying to have this discussion about drug consumption. I don't know, but when they do what they do, like in terms of just the characters and the artistic way that they perform, it's like, this is really just hype. I can't really diversify, separate who's who. I do know who's who. I've heard Axe Murder Boys, I've heard Bingx, and I've heard Drive By before on songs that they've done with Twiztid before on other tracks. So I know who the artists are, but it's like, without really going in or being somebody who follows these people like that, which I'm not. I listen to a lot of music a lot of the time. It's just a little bit difficult to kind of remember who sounds like what or whatnot. I know who Jamie Murdoch's and Mardox and or Jamie Madrox, I can't speak, and Monoxide sound like. I just listened to about, fucking 5 tracks of them, but I it's like, lyrically though, everything does sound the same. It's not that great of a track in terms of just the way that they're doing the chorus or the hook. It wasn't really something that interested me that much. Lyrically, I do like how all the artists are kind of presenting their different flows, the way that they kind of present the different experiences they've had with smoking weed. So that's pretty interesting as well, and something super cool. But overall, I gave this song a 4 on 5. I thought it was just kind of just there and did what the job was. It was just to be like a posse cut with everybody, and we're just kind of smoking weed and having a good time, and this is the experiences we've dealt with. They still follow suit with the themes of like being crazy and sadistic, and there's some people who are like drinking, and some of them who are like explaining their different vices, which I guess is respectable and something that I can look at like, okay, I see what you're doing here. You're showing us different types of things and different types of scenarios that happen with different narcotics, which is also a discussion to be had, which is interesting. But none of this really sounds like it's glorified. This really just kind of sounds like this is kind of just what we do, which is cool to get in more into like that personal side in the mind of these guys. But yeah, there really wasn't much to actually say about it. The beat was okay. It wasn't like super stellar. Everything in regards to just like the song itself was just kind of just straightforward. It's like once you hear the intro, you're really just like, oh, it's a smoking song. It's not really anything different. So I thought that was cool. Apologize if I don't have much to say about it. Again, I don't have much lyrics to really look at it, and I'm sorry if I keep reiterating that. I just don't want you guys to think that I'm not trying to do my due diligence. It's just I did put time into listening to it. I did really try to get to understand it, and this is a very simplistic way of explaining the song without trying to make up a bunch of bullshit. So that's really it. Cool. The next song is called Follow Me. So what I liked about this track is that it's so like different in terms of the message and the context, but it still has that same energy of like aggressive, angry, and like really high screaming, and they're like, wow, we need you guys. So it was super cool. The idea of Follow Me though is I like how they're giving inspiration to their fans. This song really kind of breaks down this idea that they are out here to support people who feel like they're rejected, feel like they have nowhere to go, and this is the music they can listen to feel like they can relate to and be understood. I really did appreciate that. I thought it was a really great sentiment to just the love of music and the love of connecting with the people, so I thought that was cool. Jamie Madrox comes in, and I really like how he does this hook. We've come too far to change, but this energy is another level. Feel so electrified by the groove in my mind. This energy is another level. Feel so electrified by the groove in my mind that I just can't settle. Oh Lord, I'm a dancer. Oh Lord, I'm a live wire. Oh Lord, I'm alive. I'm completely butchering it, but the way he does it is so cool. It's so electrifying, and it's really cool. It's really great, and I feel like we are getting that electric feel from his mind in the way that he's just presenting this to us. So I thought that was super cool. And then he comes in right away, and he hits the beat right away as it drops, and it completely changes. And Jamie goes, feeling more freak, trying to conversate, but do they understand my speak? The Wookiee conversating dominate the models and weak. I like how he makes the Wookiee Star Wars reference. Or anything they call me and my people that I reach. Juggalo, transcend, gutter catch from under the streets. So clearly he's shouting out to the juggalos, the people who may feel like they're a different kind and they, just feel outcast and maybe not part of society or whatever it is. So that is what it is. Some of them are now deceased. Willing in this cipher, hop in the next, that fire piece, connected to the rhythm that fit perfectly to a beat. Relax and close your eyes and fall beautifully into sleep. What matters is not our passion, but people that we reach. For those who live in the moment because they feel complete. Solely we continue to dig and push to its peak. I like that. I like how he's getting into that nitty gritty and really like, we're doing this for you guys. We're really here to just make you feel comfortable and make you guys feel safe and feel loved and supported, and I like that. I like that type of energy. That was so cool in the way that they've just been connecting it with their pain and the way that they're like stimulating themselves and keeping that adrenaline. That was really interesting. I did greatly appreciate that. And then we come in again. Jamie goes in. We've come too far to change, but this energy is another level. Feels so electrified by the groove in my mind. I like how he's able to kind of go from that slow screaming pitch to like that fast quick up chop flow. It really shows his versatility in the talent. That was super dope. Hyro the Hero actually fucking did really great. I was so impressed. Live wire fully pulled his diamond out of hellfire. I don't never sleep. I'm a vampire. Never lose focus. I'm a sniper. We sheep sheep to the elite so that staff's controlled to meek like a shepherd in a Bible. I don't preach a messiah with a character flaw. I'm beastin'. I ain't no plan, no laws. It's something about that boom bap 808 kick snare and had to bring the whole god on a track. Ooh, even the way he hits that with like that old school type of rhyming flow, that was super dope. He comes in standing up just as well as with the other guys, really getting into that like mythical type of lyrics and really just bringing out all that creative energy, and I thought that was super, super cool. When he's speaking, making people listen, gaining followers and gaining critics, but every superhero has a villain. When you come hot, you can't retire. You gotta keep that fire. Confession from my live wire, follow me. And I like how they're just saying, like, follow us, believe in us. We will help you guys. We will show you the way. And I thought that was super, super cool. And we get the hook again. And then Monoxide comes in. They say I'm a bully because I've been pushing the limits. Maybe I'm drunk because I'm raising the bar when I'm in it. I understand that lyric. It's not the greatest, but I get it. 20 years ago, they were saying it's just a gimmick. Now they want a piece of it any way they could get it. I'm fed up like I've been eating from the ceiling. People act like I gave a fuck how you feeling. Fair enough. I feel it. Things change. We're opening more to like weird stuff and accepting everybody. So I understand maybe now they might be blowing up and having a lot more fans or something like that. Mainstream hip hop is kind of crazy or whatnot. It's kind of whack a little bit, but whatever, it is what it is. I don't sit here with someone. I gave him the villain like a fire. We were probably been to building together. We gotta rent it like a fishing pole. Nobody's better because we're invincible. Some of the lyrics are just seems like they're placing there because of like just the rhyme scheme that he's making, which is kind of my problem, that it doesn't really feel like it's thought out. It's just made, but it's not bad. Overall, that's pretty much the entire track. It does follow suit nicely with the rest of the project, and I gave this song a 4.2 on 5. I thought it was really, 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 really great. The next track is Hungry Like the Wolf. So before I start, Holden wants me to let y'all know that the song Kill 'Em All in a Hip Hop Rage is a fucking banger, and that he thinks Jimmy Urine, I can't say his name, Urine, I want to say, whatever, is a highly underrated rapper. Dude is really dope, and you should check him out. Reason why is because he features on this track, and this is a very beautiful track. The song Hungry Like a Wolf, Hungry Like the Wolf, or Hungry Like a Wolf, Hungry Like the Wolf, is a really good song that is sampled throughout this entire track. The original track is beautiful, and I really love it. I grew up listening to it. My family was listening to it, so my parents. So it's really great. But what they do here and the way that they kind of change it here is really, really interesting. So verse 1 comes in. Dark in the city and night is a wire. Steam is a subway and earth is a fire. Do. Woman, you want me? Give me a sign and catch me breathing even closer behind. Do. And it feels like there's this weird, like, mysterious, dark, eerie atmosphere feeling to this. The way that he's spitting the bars, but the instrumental itself is so gorgeous, and just the lyrics and the female vocals behind it was so great, and just like the kids, because there's kids in here and they're like hungry like the wolf, and it's just really crazy. In touch with the ground. I'm on the hunt down after you. I smell like I sound. I'm lost in the crowd and I'm hungry like the wolf. I straddle the line in discord and rhyme. I'm on the hunt down after you. My mouth is alive while juices like wine. With juices like wine, and I'm hungry like the wolf. And everybody practically knows that chorus, but it adds a nice element to this song. I feel like there's some type of love here, like they're kind of expressing how they love this woman and they're hungry for her and they're thirsty for her, but they're doing it in that creepy thematic way that suits their character and all that stuff. So I thought that was super, super cool. Verse 2 comes in. Stalked in the forest and too close to hide. I'll be upon you by the moonlight side. Do. High blood drumming on your skin. It's so tight. You feel my heat. I'm just a moment behind, and that's pretty much it. And it goes through. In touch with the ground. I'm on the hunt down after you. And it just repeats itself in terms of the outro, but the song itself is really great. First off, this is one of the longer tracks. Oh no, it's not actually. Wasted was longer. This is 4 minutes long, so it's really nice how they gave that nice connection to, or at least that nice shout out to this song. That was really great, that I appreciated. And I do like how they have this like love aspect feel to it. I feel like they're really trying to, in like a creepy way, seduce the women that like a juggalette, or what it's called. I think that's what it's called. Or like the women that they may be interested in. So that was super cool. Again, Holden thinks that Jimmy Urine is a highly underrated rapper. Everybody should check him out. Dude's dope. And I did give this song a 4.4 on 5. I thought it was super, super dope. It's not really a 4.5 on 5 just because it's kind of just a lot of like theme and anthem feel. It's not really, there's not a lot of lyrics to it. It's very short in terms of verses. It's more about like, I guess, the paying homage to the song Hungry Like the Wolf. So pretty much it. The next track is Fuck With Us. So my issue with this track is that, besides the fact that it's another smoking song, which isn't the problem, it's pretty cool, is that it's just not as interesting as any of the other music that we've had so far. The lyrics are pretty simple. They're pretty just, we want to get high, this is what we want to do, we want to come party. It doesn't really have the same type of energy or feel that really came with a lot of the other tracks, the same type of emotions. I'm not saying it has to be emotional or it has to feel like painful or whatnot, but it just, I guess it's a nice break from a lot of the dark, or the dark Twiztid type of stuff we've been getting, this like, I guess, atmosphere energy we've been dealing with. But I just wasn't really interested in it. The lyrics, like, again, lyrically, it was kind of just weak. It's basic, just come fuck with us, come get high, come change to our state of mind. We want to just be on like this thing so we don't have to deal with it. Now I understand how they are expressing like they're smoking to kind of deal with maybe these thoughts, or being schizophrenic or whatever, or like being crazy, or just dealing with the voices in their head. So I do understand that, but the way that they explained it here just felt more like a party vibe instead of really trying to get into, I guess, like the idea of like using it to like cope or to feel better or whatnot. So that was something that I just kind of went, it is what it is. I don't really actually have much to say. I do apologize. It's just kind of like a song that's really just there. I felt like this was more filler on this project. I did give this a 3.6 only because of the fact that, it's really just there. There isn't really much just to it. It's really just come chill with them. So pretty much it. The next track is called My Bible, featuring Stevie Stone and Young Wicked. See, for me, this song was really cool. I like how they are taking this idea of their Bible, and it's about dedication and really just focusing on making it and staying true to your goals, which I thought was super, super dope. So we start off in this intro. You took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood you sprinkled on the altar. You took the book and read in the audience of the people, and they said, and it just cuts off, and it's like really, really just this build up, which I thought was super cool. Jamie comes in on the first verse going, yo, my present self still looking for shit that my past self still feeling old. And my future self is iconic as musical formats grow. Oh, I'm a download or a live stream in a playlist of a time beam. It's my dream to spit thoughts to a rhyme scheme, definitely effortless, used to getting attention and everyone noticing me, usually off in the negative sense. It never makes sense, so what will it be? I like how he uses that. That was such a cool line, the way he just kind of breaks down this idea that he's really putting in the effort to make these lyrics. He's really trying to like get there and really do the best that he can for like just the wordplay and stuff, and people just started forgetting about him, and it's really hurting. Subject to ridicule, fuck being penniless, I'm in the dumps, lost, pitiful, rather be the greatest, pay attention, get an ear and an eye full, reload like a rifle, gotta be dumb sharp by 2020 like a hawk do every blind man. Like, it's still pretty cutting edge, not cutting edge, but it's like pretty like I'm determined, and this is what we're doing. We are troopers in this world. And I thought that was cool. Still I bottle up feelings all again. Never let them in. Never, not again. I'm a lost soul, and the world turned to a shithole, and I still know that you still hoe. Man saying what it is. Saying what it is. Saying how he feels. But the point is, I like how he's just being very honest and just kind of expressing what he's going through and what he's dealing with. So that was super cool here. And then we get Young Wicked on the hook. And you don't want my pain. And you don't feel the same. That's how my life is over. I'ma be a motherfucking soldier. Fucking on the Bible, I'm a motherfucking monster. I'ma keep on killing shit, I really ain't a problem. Pages out the Bible, I ignite a fire starter. You looking for smoke? Well, I got some. So I like how he's like addressing that, like, they're being so crazy that they're breaking the Bible and trying to make their own rules, taking that charge, demanding that power. That was super dope. And then something that really shocked me was Stevie Stone, and I was like, the fuck is Stevie Stone doing here with Twiztid? And I go, wait a minute, like, I haven't really seen Stevie Stone chilling with Tech Nine. So did he like leave Strange Music and head up Twiztid and this shit? I don't know. I'm very interested. But it was really nice to see Stevie Stone back on some music. I haven't really seen what he's been doing, and again, it's my fault. I haven't really been checking for his stuff. But I like what he says here. Put that on the Bible. Shark Tank, but survived though. I could be kids' idol as ISO. No typos. Did he get replaced by ISO? Why is everybody taking shots at ISO lately? A lot of the people are... Gotta leave King ISO alone. In the rain, but my eyes closed. I'm on nitro. Alucard on my maestro. When I bite those with a tight flow. Fake figures gonna die slow. Sick jab, I'ma fight those. When they speak, I'ma spit those. Lame ones, I just spice those. What the hell, really? I know me and Twiztid on sight though. Flows cold, homie, ice cold. When I maneuver with pipe those. I could kind of see why he may not have strung up to Tech Nine. But at the end of the day, I was really just excited to see him. The flows kind of match up, and they're really, really dope. It really does take this nice essence of just being determined to continue moving forward and succeeding. I guess for Stevie, he's kind of like bouncing back and really just going forward. I'm a psycho, can't really put me in the psych hole. Gotta vice through when the light through. With a white fork, I can really get the pipe bomb. Got the diesel on me for the strike code when I knife him. I like how he's rhyming. I like how he's still kind of giving that ambition and that effort. That was super, super dope. Then we get verse 3. Young Wicked comes in. There's no hook, which I thought was super cool. They kind of just slide right into Young Wicked's verse. Man, I might just get a knife because I don't like y'all. With my criminal element, find me a reason to leave your body blind, bleeding, lifeless. Bitch, I've been burning the spikes. Yes, cheater, keep me on my buzz. Eat a dick if you despise us. Fuck all of you social media disguisers. I give them one fucking time for the real G spitting. 2 fucking 9s and some ammunition. 3 fucking seconds till you hear me licking shots off. I like how he keeps consistent with that, like 2 seconds, the 2 times, that whole wordplay there. That was really interesting. I'm really impressed by Young Wicked on this project. That was really cool. He also does a lot of the production of the beats here too, which is really, really nice. I like how he's really mixing in that production with the whole vocals and everything, so that was super cool. And just follows through more of that like crazy type of violent act, which was interesting. And you don't want my pain and you don't feel the same. That's how my life is over. I've been a motherfucking soldier, fucking on my Bible. I'm a motherfucking monster. You know, the same type of hook, and it flows through. And then Monoxide comes in and kind of follows suit with the same things we've been getting. Here we go. I got another one. Me and my brother ain't looking for nothing for anyone. Keep it 100. We all got 100 people all gunning for us on the regular. I'm running them all like a temperature. Ain't in the ground like a house in development. All of them said they were better, but under the punches they couldn't keep us with the pressure. And you know, he just really follows through. I'm kind of like I have issues with Monoxide. I don't really know what it is, but it's like whenever he just kind of goes on, I'm just more interested in how he says things and then besides what he's really saying. But that's just me. Overall, I did give this song a 4 on 5. I thought it was super cool. And the yeah, pretty much it. The next track is Slo-Mo. I think that's my issue. I think it's a real hit and miss. You either like Jamie or you either like Monoxide or you either like both. But Monoxide here does a really good job in terms of starting off the track and being in this slow-mo type of feel, and how they're kind of losing control again and they're kind of fighting the voices again and they're feeling crazy. And I thought it was really nice. I wish there was lyrics to really quote, but I did kind of catch like how Monoxide does present, and I think the talent behind him is more of, I can do different things. I don't always have to do the fast rap stuff, which I thought was super cool. He does floss a little bit in this track about how he can kind of play with different words and how he can kind of use the syllable play to mix it up, which I thought was really interesting. But I guess at this point I'm a little bit just like kind of, I guess, drained of like what we've been getting, because a lot of this just does sound very repetitive. There is 12 tracks on this project. It is 45 minutes, and that's what I keep saying. That's what I keep thinking to myself is, if you are somebody who really, really appreciates these guys' music, you're really gonna highly enjoy this. If you're somebody like me who listens to a lot of music a lot and just keeps changing and hearing a lot of different sounds and a lot of different stuff, you know, a lot of these projects, if there's not a lot of diversity and a lot of the lyrical content kind of just sounds the same, I feel like it does get blended. They do a nice job at keeping that a little bit difficult in terms of the blendingness that I'm talking about, because they do have a nice way of, Young Wicked does a nice way of producing different types of music that still stay consistent with the same theme, but also are, you know, different in a way that you can tell it's another track, it's something else. What I do think the issue is that it's just the content of a lot of what we're getting is just very similar, so that's why it kind of blends in. But this song really does a great job. It does kind of bring you into the slow-mo feel of feeling like you're losing control. I really like how Jamie produces this like type of wavy type of sound with his voice that he uses on the chorus, which is awesome. I like the double vocals that they're using. It's pretty cool as well. But yeah, there's pretty much that. It's kind of just very straightforward. They're losing their minds and they feel like they're just disconnecting, and they can kind of feel all of that just kind of breaking apart, which I thought was really nice and descriptive. I gave the song a 4 on 5. The last and final track is Forget You. So this was actually a really cool ending to the album, the way that they're addressing, the way I understand it is like haters. And it's pretty interesting that they're using like haters to address that they can't forget them because they keep them alive, they keep them going, they keep them ambitious to continue moving forward. Jamie comes in on the hook. How could I ever forget you, never forget you, never forget you, and I don't expect you to feel the same way for me. I understand some things sometimes aren't meant to be. Forget you, you know why forget you. You know why I forget you, and I don't expect you to feel the same way for me. I understand some things sometimes aren't meant to be, and I like how this kind of gives you this aspect of just like general issues. I think it's about haters, but this can also be applied to like relationship, people, loss of friends or whatnot, and I thought that was super cool. Young Wicked comes in on verse 1. I've been in the game and it's all the same. People just want to talk out of your name. It doesn't matter how much you've changed. You're only as good as your greatest mistakes, and so many hypocrites wouldn't seen it. There's really no difference between you and I, except for the fact that I followed that someone you won something pages and I talk about how you did it right. So it does seem like there is some betrayal here, some loss of loyalty, some loss of trust, which is kind of heartbreaking and kind of painful a little bit, which is what we are getting from this track. And I do like the way that the forget you is so like just restrained and like forget you, like there is this like sense of pain and agony that's happening. So I thought that was interesting in the chorus. Young Wicked does a great job on the verse, and his like just rhyming ability of chopping up the words was super cool and super talented. I want more of Young Wicked actually. I'm gonna go check out and see if there's anything like that. But I did appreciate just what we were getting here a lot, so I thought that was super, super cool. And then we get back into the hook. How could I ever forget you, never forget you, which again, I think there's this reinforcement of like you guys as like the haters, as like the people who are, you know, just kind of giving us, like, not believing in us, which gives us the reason to still act and move forward and go with it. So I thought that was super cool. Jamie comes in, corrupting us, so we be on allure, because people abuse and take advantage of your world. Every word spoken, every door open, every wrong letter that we're hoping that we stay fuckers and we don't sleep. Who's on the some dumb shit, better mother or dumb bitch, my shirt. There's some lyrics missing here too, but you can kind of get that idea that he's really just questioning a lot of the shit that's going on around him, and questioning why, like, these things are happening, and they're not going to forget the people that, you know, pushed them down and made them feel the way they feel to get to where they are today. And that's kind of what I'm getting here, and I thought that was super cool. On the wound of a lunatic and I'm bleeding, I don't, from the page up to the microphone, can't believe my ears when you say it wrong, and I'm feeling gone and I move along. Like, you really just get that sense that they're really just trying to be in that humble space for themselves. So I thought that was cool. Then we get the hook. We get verse 3, which is Ekoh. Or Ekoh. Yeah, so put those headphones on and blast that shit so you escape, and thank us for the lyrics, like we wrote that shit so you relate. So when you're done, I'm here for you, but what do you do when I need help? Just talk shit on the internet, on fire as hell. Which is pretty interesting how, like, he's addressing that, you know, we make music for everyone else, and we make music so that people can kind of escape and feel like somebody cares, but when it comes to us, nobody really relates, or nobody's really taking that time to, like, really listen. And that was really interesting to me. I thought that was super cool. Then we get back into the hook, and then we get verse 4, Monoxide. Is his name Monoxide Child? Okay, I've been saying it all wrong. I think you forgot what being honest is. You're so a part of the truth, like when you aren't again. There is no substance anymore, something, and now I'm accused of ever playing myself of over-acknowledgement. I've changed, but I haven't. Maybe that's the problem, because some say that I haven't. Everything is one way, or one way is tragic. I'm not really understanding a lot of what he's trying to say, but I do kind of get, again, that, like, he feels like he's going down this dark path and really just feeling like everything's coming to an end. I like this whole song. I gave it a 4.1 out of 5. I thought it was really dope, and that kind of just wraps up the whole project. I apologize if I butchered a lot of it. Again, I don't have much to reference, but I did want to just give my opinion on the songs and kind of let you guys know what it was. So I'm just gonna wrap up the album here. The album is a 4.12 on 5. I thought it was actually super cool. I really like a lot of the music. I like a lot of what we are getting. I like the artistry. I like the creativity, the talent. But I do think that we need a little bit more lyrical content. I think that we need more of a in-depth look of what they've been through and kind of what they want to express. I think that's something we could definitely work with. But overall, this project is really, really great. I think everybody should check it out. And thank you so much for sticking with me for the end of the video. This is one part. I want to say thank you so much to the Patreons: Lindell Williams, Ismail Dempsey, Chris Prado, Jonathan Barnes, Scribble, DJ Black, Hurricane, and yeah, pretty much it. Thank you so much for everything you guys do for us. They follow us on Patreon. They have a hand in what we do. They also have access to allowing us to let us know what albums they want to hear and do like that. So if you want to get part of that, please let us know. I have other things to get done, so I'm kind of in a rush today and really just busy, but this is really what it is. Please let me know in the comments. Let me know if if there's anything I missed or whatnot. I probably know I did, so please let me know what these songs do. And yeah, thank you so much for waiting for the end of the video, and have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye.